かり新世界
Hello guys, welcome back to my reaction channel. Today we're going to react to One Piece episode 336. Now guys, the last episode, it seemed like we finished off that old filler arc, but I know for a fact that we have one more episode of filler, so I don't know what this is gonna be about. I guess they're gonna connect this filler arc we just saw to the manga canon arc. I don't know how, considering we literally left that island and finished everything, like every plot hole, everything was finished. So what is this gonna be about, right? I'm very curious. Like the last episode and this little arc was cool, so let's see, this might be the last episode of this arc, and then next episode, manga canon, baby. That being said, if you enjoy my reactions, feel free to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment, join the Patreon, support your boy Discotheque channel. Let's go. Oh, is this an opening? What? Oh, please don't tell me this is gonna be a whole ass episode about the skit of Chopper Man, because I think we got this once before and it was horrible. It was like a filler in within a filler. What? There ain't no way. Protect the TV station by the shore? Nah, you gotta be tripping, bro. There's no way. Pervert monster. Man, what the hell am I watching? No, I'm sorry. I am not watching this. Nah, I'm sorry. Goofy as hell, bro. Sorry. Hell no, not today. Namifia? Yeah, you're gonna get you, man. Yeah, we're fast forwarding everything. Yeah, it's gonna be dead ass. The whole episode's gonna be this goofy shit, man. Now, my editor's playing with me, bro. This is... Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's so good at Japanese. I wouldn't be surprised if he animated this himself and just voice acted all of these roles just to piss me off. This is crazy. This is actually genuinely crazy. What? I keep waiting for an actually serious episode. Like, the filler arc we just finished was actually decent. I know I rated it 4 out of 10, but that's because I'm comparing it to manga canon. But still, it had actual characters, it had actual plots, it had actual things, bro. This is... I wouldn't watch this as a kid, bro. What is this? Mojo Jojo. I keep saying it because I like saying it. This is some Mecha Naruto type shit, man. Nah. Just skip it all, bro. Nuke it. At this point, bring me the Foxy Pirates, man. This is crazy.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. See you, Chopper. Don't want to see you on my screen ever again if it's not in an actual plot. That was crazy. My editor made me watch this once, and that was like a filler of a filler, bro. Nah, fam. Never again. I'm sorry. I know I fast-forwarded the hell out of this episode because this wasn't... I don't even consider this an episode. This was just a goofy... And I can watch little goofy bits that are like 2, 3, 4 minutes... 22 minutes of this goofiness is crazy. I'm not wasting my time on it. Man, shut the heck. This pissed me off. And I'm supposed to watch one more episode after this that's manga canon. That better be one good-ass episode. This just ruined my day. But I was aware that there's going to be a yap session at the ending of this episode. Looks like my editor is going to give me another story, a cover story or some shit. So that cover story better be good, bro. Because it's going to have to be amazing to erase the memory of these first 5 minutes of me fast-forwarding shit. This was crazy. Pissed me off, but hey, let's see what my editor has to say.
Oh man. I've been thinking about something for a bit, and I wondered if I should do it or not. But okay. You know what? Here we go. I will show you all of the manga artwork that you've missed out on so far. I have my work cut out for me here, so it'll take a few dozen episodes of me talking to actually get through everything, so I'll cut to the chase. So One Piece, as you know, is a story that releases every week in Weekly Shonen Jump.
Okay, so he's gonna yap every episode after this? Nah, that's crazy. I mean, he hasn't yapped for a few episodes, but damn, bro. Every episode, man.
Usually one chapter every week. Weekly Shonen Jump is a magazine, and inside that magazine is one chapter of each series that is published in Weekly Shonen Jump. So let's go back to like an era where like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece were all running at the same time. Let's say 2006. Let's say it was 2006. You go to the store, you buy a Weekly Shonen Jump magazine for that week, and inside the magazine is one chapter of One Piece, one chapter of Naruto, one chapter of Bleach, and one chapter of other series that are currently being published at that time.
That's
then
cool.
The next week, they have a brand new issue of the magazine in stores with new chapters, and you will buy it again every single week. It's like $4, by the way, so it's a pretty cheap weekly magazine.
Dope.
But a Weekly Shonen Jump magazine...
It's a good way to advertise the anime, and that's dope. I would buy that if I had it here.
Issues are only sold temporarily. Like, for example, right now, if you were to go to the store, the only Weekly Shonen Jump magazines that are being sold
From that week
are magazines that only have, like, the newest chapters, like the newest magazines, right? They don't get reprinted forever. So if you want to read the older One Piece chapters, how do you do it? Well, the chapters that get put in the magazine later get sold separately in volumes, the manga volumes.
Okay.
The manga volumes are a compilation of chapters, basically. Each volume contains 8...
Is this your book that you just took a photo of on your bench or something? This looks like you, bro. This looks like you own this book.
8, 9, 10, sometimes 11 chapters. The Weekly Shonen Jump magazine is where the chapters get released first every week, but a few months later, the chapters that come out on Weekly Shonen Jump first get compiled into a volume a few months later. So if you want to read One Piece, you just have to buy those volumes. They keep getting reprinted and sold for new, so that's very good. The cover of Volume 1, as you can see right here, has Luffy, Zoro, and Nami. There's also one little extra artwork on the inside. Here you see Luffy on his little boat. That's obviously him starting his journey, but moving on. Basically,
my man's gonna, we've watched 300 and how many episodes so far, right? 336 this is. So my man's gonna give me every manga page I missed or they didn't put in the anime. Until now. Nah, that's gonna take forever, bro.
Right? Each manga chapter has a cover, just like how a book has a cover, right? The cover of chapters in One Piece contains artwork that usually is not animated in the anime, so that's why I want to show them and talk about them. Usually, the chapter cover is in black and white, but on occasion, Oda draws them in color. So, here is the cover of Chapter 1. It is in color, as you can see. It has Luffy, Nami, and the Red Hair Pirates. So, Shanks' crew. Now, you may be asking, why is this the cover for the very first chapter? Wasn't episode 1 Luffy and Kobe? Well, that is because chapter 1 in the manga is actually not Luffy and Kobe meeting at all, unlike episode 1 in the anime. Chapter 2 is Luffy and Kobe. Chapter 1 in the manga, the first chapter, is actually Shanks and Luffy's backstory. It is actually episode 4 in the anime, but it's chapter 1 in the manga, which means that in the manga, Luffy and Shanks' story is not a backstory, it is the start of the story. In chapter 1, Luffy just starts out as 7 years old, but the Luffy that we see grow up is actually a 10-year time skip. So yeah, the Luffy that we have right now is a time skip of 10 years. So Shanks' crew being in this cover makes perfect sense because chapter 1 is the Shanks backstory. However, why is Nami here? She wasn't in the Shanks backstory. And why isn't Zoro here instead of Nami? Wasn't Zoro the first one to join the crew? Well, Nami was actually originally going to be the first to join the crew, but Oda's editor told him last second to change that. But it was last second, like I said, so that is why she's still part of the cover.
Stop lying. Oda just said that too many guys, but get a chick in there. To balance it out.
It's a long story, but Nami was created before Zoro, and I'll explain that someday. It's a long story, like I said. Even the cover of the magazine itself actually has Luffy, Shanks...
I love how he said it's a long story, and we're talking about One Piece, which is a long story over 1,000 episodes. That's crazy.
Crew and Nami there. Oh yeah, not only the chapters, but the magazine itself obviously has a cover. Sometimes the cover of the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine has One Piece on it, sometimes it does not. Obviously, I'm only going to talk about it if it has One Piece on it. There is one little problem with the manga volume version, though. So when I said that on occasion, Oda draws his chapter covers in color, well, in the volumes, they're always black and white. Whenever Oda does a color drawing, it is only shown in color in the Shonen Jump magazine release. So this is how the volume version of Chapter 1's cover looks like, and this is the magazine version. Besides buying used magazines from decades ago, there is actually another way to get Oda's colored art, and that is to buy this thing called the One Piece Color Walk. There are multiple color walks, actually. So far, there are 10 color walks. The color walk books, just like manga volumes, are obviously books. The manga volumes are books that contain a compilation of chapters, while the color walks, on the other hand, are books that contain a compilation of Oda's colored artwork. So all those chapter covers that Oda drew in color, and many of the other colored artwork that he has done over the years, are put in these color walk books. I'm assuming that the volumes don't have the colored chapter covers to save money on printing paper with color, perhaps, so they can also have an excuse to sell the colored artwork separately in those color walks, maybe? I have no idea. But the color walks have a cool bonus as well, actually. Not only do these books have all the colored artwork that Oda made, but it also has comments from Oda himself about some of the colored artwork. Like, for example, like his inspiration or how he feels about the artwork. Let me read Chapter 1's colored art. He said this: "As long as there is treasure in the sea, pirates will appear. There's one thing that they want. 22 years after the dawn of the Great Pirate Age, the legend finally begins on that sea. This is that story." Dope. I'm showing screenshots from the One Piece wiki, by the way, not the color walk itself, because most color walks are only released in Japan, meaning no English text, so that's why I'm using the wiki. But man, I talked so much just about Chapter 1. But anyway, one final thing about Chapter 1, the Sea King that bit Shanks' arm off. Yeah, when that 10-year time skip happened, it actually happened at the end of Chapter 1. At the end of Chapter 1, Luffy was 17, while in the beginning of Chapter 1 with Shanks' backstory, he was 7. And at the end of Chapter 1, when he grew up, and he was 17, Luffy immediately got revenge on the Sea King and defeated it. The anime episodes did not show this, but Luffy actually got revenge for Shanks' arm being bitten off. It's kind of criminal how much better the manga is than the anime sometimes, I swear.
See, but this is BS, bro. 17-year-old Luffy whooped that Sea King, and you're telling me Shanks, who's a warlord? No, he's not a warlord. Or is he a warlord of the snow? Warlords are Shichibukai. So he's an emperor of the sea. Shanks is above the warlords, apparently. He owns the Grand Line, bro. And he got whooped by a Sea King. He got his arm got molested by a Sea King, bro. Come on, how do you explain that? Some of you guys tell me in the comments it's not confirmed yet, but you're speculating that he did it to teach Luffy a valuable lesson about how dangerous the Grand Line is and being a pirate in general. So that's why he told Whitebeard, I made a bet on a new generation saying I've sacrificed an arm to pretty much make sure that Luffy knows what awaits him, right? That he shouldn't go, he shouldn't be gullible and go on this adventure if he's not up for it, right? If he's not ready to risk it all, which we know Luffy's ready to risk it all, right? But come on, you're telling me there wasn't another way to teach that very, very important lesson to Luffy without sacrificing your arm? That's crazy. And the fact that 17-year-old Luffy ain't that strong, bro, compared to Shanks, and he was able to whoop that Sea King, man, come on. Tell me in the comments what you think.
But now that we're done with Chapter 1, I will continue up until Chapter 17. Anyway, now we move on to Chapter 2's cover art.
Okay, my boy gonna yap for 27 minutes. I guess that's why, he wanted to bore me to death with that filler episode, whatever that was, right? And then give me this, and he thought, oh, this is a good prize after that snooze fest. He's gonna love these facts. I love these facts, but I'm still gonna bitch about this, bro.
Shows Luffy standing next to a bunch of striped ostriches with a straw hat pirate flag in the back, which is interesting because of the fact that Luffy didn't make the pirate flag until Mary, right? I'm pretty sure. So he already had it, Oda already had it in mind to make that Luffy's pirate flag even before. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, a common theme with a lot of those chapter covers is that Oda loves to do artwork with random animals in it. It definitely has that Dragon Ball vibe. Chapter 3 is Luffy taking a ride on a shark. All right then, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. It's pretty self-explanatory, as you can see. Chapter 4...
Okay, he's running through these. Okay, so 17 chapters make sense, because the first chapter, he was yapping for 5 minutes.
Actually doesn't have a cover. I mean, you can see 4 at the bottom. The text is introducing the name of Chapter 4's title, but there's no special artwork that comes with this. It's just a plot happening on this page, as you can see. You can see Kobe holding Luffy back from punching Helmeppo. That's not a special little artwork. That's just the plot, right? There's no random art. This actually only happens 3 times. Chapter 4, Chapter 6, and I think Chapter 1024, oddly enough. Chapter 5 is Luffy and Zoro drinking with some dolphins. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty cute. Chapter 6 is, again, no art. It starts the plot right away with Luffy holding his hands up after Zoro agreed to be his nakama.
Okay.
Chapter 7 is a color cover, so I have to show the artwork from the color walk because obviously the volume version is black and white. As you can see, it has Luffy paint a skull on this bear while Zoro is just sleeping. There's some birds here as well and some food.
That's a bear? That's animal abuse, bro. My man painted a bear, and the bear was holding still. Look at that pigeon or whatever that is in the bear's head. That's crazy.
The ground. Oda's comment on this artwork in the color walk says this: only those who understand him can appreciate it. Monkey D. Luffy is very bad at drawing. Actually, in this picture, Luffy is trying to draw a portrait of Zoro. Luffy just can't draw. It looks just like a skull and crossbones. I hope nobody points out that the fact that Luffy can't draw was not established at this point of the story. Yeah, that's the real reason, right? Oda didn't come up with the fact that Luffy is not able to draw yet, right? Chapter 7 was only when Zoro just got recruited, right? Oda did not come up with the fact that he is not able to draw until later, so that's pretty funny. Chapter 8's cover is Luffy and Zoro and a bunch of birds that look like pandas, and those panda birds are imitating Luffy. I mean, that's cute, but that's kind of random. Manga Volume 1 contains Chapter 1 to Chapter 8, and now I'm done with the first 8 chapters, so I'm going to show you the cover for Manga Volume 2. It is Luffy and Buggy's crew, so we're in that arc now. The little extra artwork on the inside is Luffy, Zoro, as well as Nami coming from a bar, walking in a pretty cool manner. Nami got introduced in Chapter 8, by the way. Chapter 9's cover is Zoro cleaning his katana while sitting on a cow, and I love how one of his swords is actually held within the cow's nose ring. And in the background, you can see Luffy just screwing around, swinging on a tree. Chapter 10 is Nami cheerfully walking down a path in a desert, along with a pig that has a burglar mask, which is funny because, you know, a neat detail because Nami is a burglar herself, and the pig is carrying Nami's treasure. And also her own pirate flag. Yeah, she actually had her own pirate flag. It's a skull and a crossbone flag that is crossed out because she obviously hated pirates at first until Luffy changed her entire outlook on that and then became a pirate herself. So yeah, I really love those details. Chapter 11's cover is Luffy racing against a cheetah. That's insane. Cheetahs are incredibly fast.
I mean, it's not insane. We got that sorta in the Foxy Pirates arc, right? It was literally a dead-ass cheetah, like, racing with Luffy. Right? I'm not tripping, bro. That's what happened.
Well, all right, then. Chapter 12 is a color spread. By the way, just to differentiate, a color cover is 1 page of a colored artwork. A color spread is 2 pages wide, so it's like spread over 2 pages, right? A color spread is a 2-page long colored artwork. So that's the difference between color cover and color spread. But anyway, in this color spread, the original trio is looking absolutely amazing. And as you can see, Nami's staff in the manga is actually red. In the anime, it was a brown one. In the manga, Nami's original staff looked like Goku's power pole from Dragon Ball. All she needs is a cloud, and it's exactly like that, which is funny because she can actually make clouds with a Klima-tucked weapon. That's funny. The image you see here is how this artwork looks like in the color walk, but that doesn't do it justice at all. The original Weekly Shonen Jump magazine release, the artwork looked like this. It's very wide. It was actually 3 pages wide, in fact. And guess what? In the Shonen Jump magazine version, the whole chapter is in color. Not just the cover, the whole thing. The volume version, like I said, is completely in black and white. Not only this, but One Piece is featured on the magazine cover right here. You can see Luffy preparing a punch with Buggy in the background. So during this week of Weekly Shonen Jump, you got a whole colored manga chapter, a cover on the magazine, as well as a color cover chapter. You get none of those if you buy the manga volume. That's pretty sad. No wonder these old like Shonen Jump magazines cost a fortune. But anyway, back to the cover of Zoro, Luffy, and Nami. As per usual, Oda has a comment on the colored chapter covers. Oda's comment for chapter 12 is this: Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, finally, the main components of the story are together. This illustration represents that moment for me. Sorry, I said that out loud because people don't like it whenever I say that the most important characters in the story for the plot is Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, and not Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Like, Oda literally said that those 3 are the main components, the 3 triggers, the 3 components that are...
Yeah, Nami and Luffy are gonna get married. Zoro's gonna be the best man. Makes sense. Like... If you insert Sanji in there, he's going to ruin the wedding, bro. He's going to be jealous. He's going to object. There's going to be a fight. It's going to be, like, over, right? But Zoro, he respects Luffy. Luffy's going to marry Nami. He's going to be the best man. I can see it.
required for the plot. And Oda made this comment during Arabasta, by the way, after Usopp and after Sanji and after Chopper joined. But anyway, moving
That's
on
saying
from
a lot.
that.
That's saying a lot.
Chapter 13's cover, we see Luffy fishing and he catches a sea turtle. Nami is watching and she's enjoying herself, laughing and stuff at that. And Zoro's in the background just sleeping as expected of Zoro. Chapter 14 is Luffy with bats all around him and the full moon.
Confirmed. They just confirmed. He's Batman.
Moon is also behind him, doing a vampire pose with a captain coat on. This is because of the fact that when this came out for the Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, it was Halloween that week, which is fitting given what it is right now, right? Chapter 15's cover has a bunch of mammoths taking the crew for a ride on a mammoth trunk. Zoro's on its tusk and Nami's on its back.
Cool.
Chapter 16 is yet again a colored artwork showcasing Buggy's crew. Nothing much to be honest, but it's pretty cool. Oda didn't comment on this artwork and the colored walk for that reason because there's not much to comment on.
Okay.
But this week on the magazine release for Chapter 16, One Piece is yet again featured on the cover. And this is the cover right here. Luffy holding onto Zoro's back and Nami holding onto Luffy's leg with the adorable early art style that Oda had, by the way. It's very cute. And also a few pages were drawn in color by Oda for the magazine release yet again. Not only that, but the magazine also came with a poster and Oda drew it in color. It is the crew riding a striped dragon with Luffy almost losing his hat, but also falling, so Zoro's grabbing him, right? While Nami's laughing at Luffy's stupid antics. The artwork, of course, made its way to the cover.
See, Nami's always laughing at his antics, bro. I'm telling you, he's gonna get the girl in the end.
Walk, but unlike the Buggy one, Oda did have a comment on this. He says, "When I was small, I learned about the mythical creatures called dragons in a picture book. In that story, there was a striped dragon." So, yeah, as you can see, that was his inspiration for drawing this. Moving on to the final chapter cover that I'm going to talk about, Chapter 17's cover, which is again in color. It's a color cover, but not a color spread. The crew meets pirate penguins. Luffy gives one of them a high five. One penguin in the back gives Nami a fish. Zoro's laughing in the back, and there are also 3 penguins above him, each of them holding one of his katanas, posing menacingly. So that's very cool. But yeah, man, that's it for this. Sorry for taking up way too much time here. I took 15 minutes. I think that's the longest I ever took. But I feel like you may have needed it because I have a feeling that this Chopper Man episode wasn't really doing it for you. I'll continue showing the rest of the artwork next time. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this. We're done with the Achino family. We're done with Chopper Man. Next episode, we're back to adapting the manga. Expect great stuff. See ya.
See ya. What the hell? Yeah, my man geeking out, bro. My man geeking out. But listen, I gotta respect it. This took effort. Like all these yapping in the end, a lot of beautiful details, a lot of cover. Like my man was thinking about doing it. That means it took some time, bro. So I gotta praise him for a second. Thank you, bro. He actually made this enjoyable. Like, yeah, the Chopper Man episode wasn't doing it. Like you'll see in the reaction. I fast forwarded that shit, bro. I maybe reacted to 2 minutes of it and it was me cussing at it. So yeah, but yeah, he made it up for it. He made up for it with all these fun facts. And I know, listen, if I love it, I know some of you are gonna appreciate it even more because he knows a lot of these details that a lot of you, even if you're fans, probably don't know, right? Because he's really into this shit, right? He knows Japanese and right, he knows how to research it. So he's the MVP of details and fun facts. So I do appreciate it. I enjoyed it and I love like listen. Thanks, bro. I know he just came back from a vacation. He did this. So it took effort. I know it's not easy to edit, to voice over it and all that. So hey, I know I shit talk him and troll him most of the times, but I do appreciate him and he knows it and you guys should know it too. So tell me in the comments what you think. He made this watchable, but I am gonna end it off here. He said a lot of fun facts, not much to add. We're gonna be jumping straight into the next episode, which is manga canon, so be happy. That being said, I really enjoyed this. Well, I didn't enjoy the first part, but I enjoyed the yap session. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, love you, enjoy, and bye.